Do you want more success, more growth, more results? Then it's time for the Boundless Success Accelerator from the Modern Observer Group. This isn't your average coaching program. It's where top performers come to dominate. Weekly group sessions, on-demand coaching, a community that's got your back, and a power-packed library of tools to supercharge your business and career. No more excuses, no more waiting. Get in, level up, and start building the life you've been dreaming about. Visit us at modernobserver.com/boundlesssuccess to join today. Let's get you to the next level. We're here because the news is being distorted. We're here because people are being inundated with misinformation on social media. We're here because people are being judged guilty until proven innocent. We are fighting back with facts. This is not a safe zone, so buckle up, Buttercup. This is the raw, naked truth. The death of Charlie Kirk, remembering 9/11, inflation cools, and more. Welcome to the Raw Naked Truth. I'm your host, Eric Lopkin, and here's the news you need to know. Charlie Kirk, a prominent conservative activist and founder of Turning Point USA, was fatally shot and killed Wednesday while speaking at Utah Valley University in Orem. He hosted a popular podcast, was a staunch ally of President Trump, and as a teenager in 2012, founded Turning Point USA, a conservative youth organization now active at over 3,500 college campuses. The shooter remains at large, and a manhunt is underway. Police released a suspect they took into custody Wednesday night, the second person of interest they questioned and then let go in the wake of the shooting. Kirk, age 31, was hit in the neck by a single round fired from about 200 yards away, triggering panic and a campus lockdown. The shot rang out while Kirk was responding to a question about violence during a Q&A session under a tent outside the school's Losse Center. A prominent ally of President Trump, Kirk traveled to colleges around the country promoting discussion about conflicting ideas and promoting free speech and discourse. He was known for his influence among young people. Turning Point USA advocated for conservative politics on high school and university campuses. Kirk had received numerous death threats and was often harassed for speaking out about his beliefs. While his killing drew bipartisan condemnation, Democrats in Congress refused to respect a moment of silence for his death, which has reignited concern over rising political violence in the U.S. Reaction online was swift, with an overwhelming number of conservatives vowing to continue his example and speak out peacefully. No Labels founder Nancy Jacobson said, "The shooting and killing of Charlie Kirk is a profound tragedy and a dark moment in our politics. He leaves behind a wife and 2 young children." MSNBC has fired political analyst Matthew Dowd for suggesting hateful rhetoric from Kirk led to his own assassination. The network previously denounced Dowd's comments on social media. During our breaking news coverage of the shooting of Charlie Kirk, Matthew Dowd made comments that were inappropriate, insensitive, and unacceptable, MSNBC President Rebecca Cutler said in a statement. "We apologize for his statements, as has he. There is no place for violence in America, political or otherwise." After Kirk was shot, Dowd suggested it was caused by a chain reaction from his hateful words against various groups. Before the news that Kirk had died, Dowd claimed to MSNBC host Katie Tur that it could have been a supporter shooting their gun off in celebration. The NYPD mourns the fallen first responders on the 24th anniversary of the 9/11 attacks. The New York City Police Department held a ceremony on September 10th ahead of the 24th anniversary of the 9/11 terror attacks. The NYPD lost 23 officers. The New York City Fire Department lost 343 firefighters. And the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey lost 37. The NYPD also acknowledged those who continue to suffer from illnesses related to injuries sustained during the 2001 attacks. September 11th, 2001 marked one of our nation's darkest days. Few responded as bravely as New York City's first responders, the NYPD wrote in a memorial post on X. Family members of 9/11 victims celebrated on Wednesday a court victory that they said brings them one step closer to holding Saudi Arabia accountable for its alleged role in the 2001 terror attacks. Brett Eagleson, whose father John was killed in the attacks, said during a press conference in New York City, the judge's historic landmark decision, issued 2 weeks ago to move forward with a long-running lawsuit against the Saudi Arabian government, was based on indefensible evidence. There were at least 13 Saudi government officials connected to the Ministry of Islamic Affairs. They were working and operating in and out of the Saudi consulates and the Saudi embassies, Eagleson said. They were funneling support from the Ministry of Islamic Affairs in Washington, D.C., to their embassies in San Diego, to the hijackers' handlers, right down to the hijackers themselves. NATO held talks after the Russian drones were shot down in Poland. After Polish and Dutch jets shot down Russian drones over Poland amid Russia's aerial bombardment of neighboring Ukraine, NATO members held talks yesterday to discuss the implications. Article 5 of the treaty that created the Defense Alliance, which calls on members to guarantee each other's security, is the best known, but the talks were held under Article 4, which allows members to raise their security concerns for discussion without automatically prompting a response. Russia said it did not intend to attack targets in Poland after EU leaders condemned the incursion. Poland's prime minister said, "This situation brings us the closest we have been to open conflict since World War II." The Treasury Department and the General Services Administration are slated to unveil a new program aimed at cutting wasteful federal contract spending, part of the Trump administration's broader push to rein in government costs. The Savings Award for Verified Efficiencies, or SAVE program, gives federal employees a chance to suggest money-saving ideas such as canceling unneeded contracts, scaling back existing ones, or finding other efficiencies. If their ideas are verified, employees can earn rewards of up to $10,000. Former Vice President Kamala Harris admits it was a major mistake not to tell former President Joe Biden he shouldn't run for re-election in her new memoir, 107 Days. In an excerpt published in The Atlantic, Harris says it was recklessness that drove so many people around Biden to defer to the aging president. Wholesale prices surprisingly fell slightly in August, providing breathing room for the Federal Reserve to approve an interest rate cut at its meeting this month, according to a Bureau of Labor Statistics report Wednesday. The Producer Price Index, which measures input costs across a broad array of goods and services, dropped 0.1% for the month after a downwardly revised 0.7% increase in July, and well off the Dow Jones estimate for a 0.3% rise. On a 12-month basis, the headline PPI saw a 2.6% gain. The core PPI, which excludes volatile food and energy prices, also was off 0.1% after being expected to climb 0.3% as well. Excluding food, energy, and trade, the PPI posted a 0.3% gain and was up 2.8% from a year ago. Oracle chairman Larry Ellison topped Bloomberg's billionaire index Wednesday after a historic surge in Oracle stock added roughly $100 billion to his net worth, more than any person has ever made in a single day. Ellison, now worth an estimated $393 billion, overtook Elon Musk as shares in Oracle soared over 36% on Wednesday. The stock closed at $328.33. The rally followed Oracle's announcement of more than $300 billion in new AI cloud contracts, including a $30 billion a year deal with OpenAI. The company now expects cloud revenue to hit $18 billion this year and climb to $144 billion by 2029. That's the Raw Naked Truth. You can catch every episode of the Raw Naked Truth Daily News Brief, as well as our sister podcast, Carnivore Radio, with news analysis and commentary, and the rest of the Xvadio Podcast Network at xvadio.com, the Apple Podcast app, YouTube, Rumble, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Audible, Amazon Music, and other platforms that respect freedom of speech. We'll see you next time.